My name is Jessica Velasquez, and for the assignment, I chose to speak about how to help a foster child. If you don't know what a foster child is, just to give you a little information on it, it's a foster care that it's through the system. In order to become a foster parent, you need to be licensed and get fingerprinted. And if that clears, then you'll be a foster parent. And if a social worker finds a child suitable to your home or to what you're looking for, then the child will be placed in your care. I wanted to talk about understanding the kid's background of a foster child. Where does the kid come from? What is from a dysfunctional home? How long has it been in the system? And how many foster homes has he been in? And the reason why I wanted to speak about that a little bit was because this past school year, I was working in an after-school program, and in that particular school, I'm going to say that half of the kids were in foster care. I had never seen so many kids be in the system before, and working with them really close after school made me just see, they're like any other kids, but sometimes I remember when I started working there, I got frustrated at times because they were behaving a certain way, and they would have tantrums, and they were expected to be treated differently. Or when I wanted to speak to the parents, it was hard to get a hold of them. Or when I spoke to a parent, it was like they already expected for the child to behave this way. So I wasn't surprised just to see that those kids, it's easy for, say, an adult to say, oh my God, this kid is so bad. But in reality, if we get to know a little bit of the history of the child, and that's why I wanted to see, because most of the kids, they've been on the system for a long time. Most of the kids they were born in the system, or they've been in home. They haven't just been in one, but they've been in several homes. So when they come to school, of course, they're going to act out on the behavior because of the lack of understanding and regarding the consequences. Some of them are really angry. They're angry at the system, or they're even angry at their parents because they are in that situation. And I wrote this here in my notes that says, because these children do not have a comforting, loving, and secure environment as their stable base, they can appear lost and angry. These children are not bad or damaged like they may appear initially. Instead, they are simply having a normal reaction to the negative past experiences of their lives. And that's why it's really important for, as a teacher, to have a better understanding of the child. And it's okay to ask. Usually, they're more than happy to tell you, that what they do with their foster mom, or even talk about the real parents at times. The second thing I want to talk about is, as teachers, it's very important to create a safe environment for the child, because many times, like I wrote here, kids feel safe when their surroundings are safe to them. To most of them, school has been the only consistent place for them. So how can we as teachers help them, create that environment for them? The kids, especially kids that have been from home to home, so they haven't had a stable life. They haven't had a stable place that they can feel secure in, because they don't know when they're going to move next. So school is the only place that they know that they'll come the next day and the next day and the next day. So how can teachers help and make it stable? By the way, if the teacher already took time to know the history, then it'll be easier for the teacher to create that place for them. Have that time to speak to them, because, they've been through a lot. So as teachers, we need to take that extra little time, to see what's wrong, or even ask how their day is going, or if there's something they need help in, or something like that, then they will really appreciate it. When I was working with kids, I would take the time, and if I saw them act a certain way, ask, why are you acting like that? Is something bothering you? Is something going on? And usually, it would take time for them to open up, but once they opened up, they're just little kids like any other kid, that if they see love from the adult, they'll give it back to you. So the third is be consistent and don't give up in the process. As teachers, we need to be the support they need. Always set boundaries with love. give the help when offered, look for signs given by the child, have a close relationship with the foster parent if possible, and give words of praise and encouragement. We need to be, sometimes students, I would see that kids would hug me a lot, and they like to be hugged again, and they would even ask me if I was a foster mom. So all they're waiting is for somebody, to give them love, and they will accept it and give it back to you. I'm not saying that just because they're foster kids and they're going through something hard, we're not gonna be, set boundaries and be firm with them, because it's the other way around. That's when we need to show love and set boundaries and be firm, because since they're always changing around, maybe the rules change for each home they go to, but school, it's a place in where the rules are always going to stay the same. And you know what, we can offer to help. We can say, can I help you in something? Is there something you need? And if we say we're going to help, then just do what we say. And we need to look for signs given by the child, because we're, as teachers, we're the ones that can help the child if they're going through something in their foster care. So we always need to look through signs. And I know sometimes this one might be hard to have that relationship with the foster parent, because they're really reserved. But if we can make that relationship, then we should try to make one and keep it. And always give words of praise and encouragement. Just like any other kid, if we tell them they're doing a good job, not just call them out when they're behaving bad, but call even when they're doing something good. That's gonna help. And I just wanted to give this information on the statistics. On a given day, there are nearly 428,000 children in foster care in the United States. In 2015, over 670,000 children spent time in the U.S. On foster care, on average, children remain in state care for nearly 2 years to 6. And 6% of children in foster care have in anguish for the 5 or more years. So as we see, those kids sometimes stay there most of their time, and then sometimes they do get adopted, but sometimes they don't, and they're just moving around or staying in the system until they're 18. In conclusion, I just want to say that having a greater understanding and mindfulness on part of the teacher behavior will come to be a predictable and natural part of a process, which can result in a child who has the opportunity for a life they wouldn't have been able to live before. Being part and witnessing the type of positive change in a growing child is one of the most rewarding things you can do. So as a teacher, or many of you are going into teaching fields or social work, I just want to say that, if we can help a foster child or any child in need and make a difference, then we should go for it. Thank you.